This video is for everyone who's getting ready for some holiday celebration. And specifically, I want to talk about the tension between everything has to be perfect and I still want to feel connected to my partner. Maybe you've been there. Maybe you're there right now. Maybe you're sneaking off while everyone else is eating this holiday meal and you're thumbing through your socials, through your YouTube, and you're looking for some kind of distraction. Well, here's the one for you. Hopefully, this will help you out. So many of us go into holiday celebrations with kind of the vision of here's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be this time of everyone loving each other or everyone really creating these beautiful memories together, these great things we want to take a snapshot of and remember for the rest of our lives. That's going on. And then we also have this tension of I want to stay connected with the people I love the most. Specifically, I want to stay connected with my partner, with my lover. I want to feel that we're still here together, even though family and friends are all whirling and twirling about. There is that tension often between those two. And I want to give you just a couple things to help you through. So let's start simply by acknowledging that holiday celebrations can bring a lot of stress, right? We've thought about, we've prepared for days, weeks, months, maybe all year. We've been thinking about getting together at our house, at their house, out of town, wherever it might be. And so we have all of these expectations, and then we have all the stuff that we have to do to prepare. It's not just showing up. Well, maybe for some it's just showing up, but for many of us, we need to figure out what are we bringing? What are we wearing? What are we packing? What are the things we need to do so that we can be away from home or that we can have everyone get along well? What are the things we can talk about or not talk about? All of these things are going on, and we could try to bypass them, try to ignore them, uh, but if we do, they're kinda gonna come out sideways, so it's better just to acknowledge that this time of year can be stressful, can be stressful. We can feel overpeopled. We can feel, like I have my priorities or my wishes and wants and desires, and they have their priorities and wishes and wants and desires. And sometimes those don't match up. It's not so unusual to be at some kind of event, some kind of celebration, and the person with whom we most want to feel that connection is off doing their thing. Whether their thing is, in support of that occasion, or their thing is just spiraling into their own thoughts, their own feelings, their own experience of it. And we could often feel that disconnect. And so even in a crowd of family and friends, it can feel very lonely. If this seems familiar, I want to give you two practices. Two practices. And this is actually a practice that you can start beforehand, and I would encourage you to start it beforehand. So the days and the weeks leading up to this occasion. But if you are that one who just slipped out of the dinner with the family to scroll on your phone, you can do it today. It doesn't have to be done beforehand. You can actually do it today. The practices are deceptively simple, and they'll connect you. The first is simply gazing into eyes. And I think for some that might sound trite or cliche, like let's just eye gaze. But there's something about gazing into eyes. And I'm going to guide you in the way that I was guided by my teachers, which is to really do left eye to left eye, to gaze into their left eye and to see not just the surface, but as if you can see deeper into them, as if you can see their soul. For some of us, that's incredibly challenging to look in or to be seen in that way. To some of us, it's confronting. But if we can get through that space of resistance, there's a place of connection that is beautiful and that is unmatched, which is that I see you and I'm opening myself up so you can see me. So thank you for seeing me. Thank you for allowing me to see you. You can actually say these words, but even if you're not saying them verbally, keep those thoughts in. I see you. I see you, and I see you in your stress, but I see you also in the beauty that you are, in this divine spark of the holy that you are. That's the message that goes back and forth. Thank you for letting me see you. And thank you for seeing me. Try to hold that for 30 seconds, for a minute, for a couple minutes. And granted, if this is the first time you're doing it, it's not necessarily an easy practice to get into. But if you can find moments throughout those family celebrations to pull your partner aside, to gaze into their eyes, the connection is unmatched. Unmatched, except, let me give you one more. The second one is one of breathing. And my favorite way to do it is to draw my partner into my belly. So I put one hand around the small of her back, draw her into my belly, and I breathe. I breathe in with her, so our bellies expand and they press against each other. And I breathe out with her, and our bellies retract and pull away from each other. But still, my contact is with her. My hand is around the small of her back. Her hands are around me. And so we breathe in that way. We sync up our breath. And there's something truly magical, something that approaches holy, sacred, when we sync up breath with each other, as if we're breathing life into each other. If you can do it again before you go to the occasion, beautiful. Get into this practice. If not, if you can just find a moment just to breathe with them, and you actually don't have to be touching. My partner and I, my wife and I, we can do this from across the table. We can do this from across the room. But we've been doing this for years together so that we know what it's like to be belly to belly and breathing together. We now have this understanding that we can be across the room, gaze at each other, but breathe with each other and really feel each other's breath. And not just feel each other's breath, but feel that you're with me. You're connected with me. So all the chaos can be going on. And chaos, it could be in a good way. Chaos, it's, noise and laughter and song and all kinds of wonderful things happening. But something that sometimes can disconnect us in that breath, that that eye to eye gaze, even from across the room, connects us. So it's so easy to feel alone in a space like this. It's these practices, these very small practices. As I said before, deceptively simple practices, gazing into each other's eye, breathing with each other, that can really make a connection and make that celebration something much greater. So if you are getting ready for a holiday celebration, or if you're at a holiday celebration, I encourage you to try this on. Try these practices just for a few minutes and let me know how it works. Comment down below. Let me know where it really felt good. Let me know where there was resistance. I guess this is really too intense. This is too intimate for me, maybe in this larger setting. Let me know. Maybe we can go back and forth a little bit and help you find the right or the best fit for you in this process. However, you're celebrating holidays coming up, may they be filled with connection. May they be filled with an intimacy of self and with other and with divine. May they feel like a blessing. And blessings to you all.